Hey, what's up YouTube? Shane here with another episode of Lone Wolf Survival. So what we're doing today is we're going to talk about food preparation and food storage. There's been a lot of different talk. A lot of people are talking about dehydrating, freeze drying, canning, vacuum sealing, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about vacuum sealing. And what you get into on this is a lot of people are going out and they're purchasing the Wise Foods in the bucket. The Mountain House has the bucket, the pre-vacuum sealed food is well dehydrated. You also have people purchasing MREs. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do, but these are very expensive. The Wise Foods, the Mountain House, are anywhere from $60 to $80 a bucket. So what we've done is we're going to show you how to go to your local grocery store and purchase food items that you can vacuum seal yourself with your own system and place into your own sealed bucket. So let's go through some of the equipment that you're going to need, and then we'll talk about the actual lid and bucket itself, and we'll get down later on to a rough cost, and then we're going to explain the serving sizes, what we're putting in our bucket. Remember, when you're doing this, it's serving sizes per however many people are in your party, however many people in your group. So first I want to talk about the bucket, and it's just a plain 5-gallon bucket. We picked these up at Home Depot. This one is a little bit thicker than the Homer, the orange Homer bucket. And when you're looking at your lids, the one that we've gone with, and we've heard people talk about it, and we've looked at reviews, and now we're trying them, is the Gamma Seal lid. And what I like about these lids, and I have one already set up on a bucket here, is that this lid, the ring snaps down on the outside of the bucket, and it has a rubber seal on the inside, so you got a good airtight lock. And then here's the lid. Actually has a rubber seal on it as well. And what it's going to do is just screw down on top of the bucket. Really good system. We've seen the reviews, and a lot of people are using these, and that's why we've gone with the Gamma lid. So that's going to be our sealing carriage system. So now let's look at the vacuum sealer, and what we have is just a standard Food Saver, and this is the 11-inch, and you get the Food Saver brand bags, 2 11-inch rolls per box, about 20 bucks at Walmart. Some other things you're going to need: standard measuring cup, Sharpie marker, a pair of scissors, and a notepad. So this is your basic setup. This is what you're going to use, and now we're going to look at some of the items we're going to put in, and I'm going to tell you where the notepad comes into play. There are 4 members in my party, in my group. So when we're packaging food to go into our bucket, we have to make sure that we have enough serving for 4. So let's look at a few things. Dried beans, they're ready to go. They're already set for you. I just got to break the quantities down in my serving size, and then vacuum seal them, and then go in the bucket. So our ratio works out this way. This is a 2-pound bag of beans, and half a pound will feed 4 people, and that's 1 pound equals 2 cups. So I write this on these bags, that way when I get going, when I'm doing my vacuum sealing, I know exact quantities, what I'm measuring out. And I keep a notebook with my tallies on here, so that I have an inventory list that I can drop down in the bucket, and I know I have this many servings of this product in that bucket, so I don't have to guess. Then we look down some of the other items we're putting in. Long grain enriched rice, 10 pound bag. Self-rising flour. Instant potatoes. Oats. Cornmeal. And grits. So all this stuff we're going to vacuum seal up, we're going to proportion it up, we're going to vacuum seal it up, we're going to pack our own bucket out. So what I'm trying to show you with this is that you don't have to go out and you don't have to spend $70, $80 on these pre-packaged food buckets. Make sure that items like rice and flour, all these are your exact serving size that you're going to need. And then the one important thing is you've got to take into consideration the money that you're going to save doing it yourself. So what I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you the basic operation of the Food Saver, and then we're going to go through and we're going to vacuum seal a bunch of this, and we're going to come back later once we get done. So I've pre-cut my bag, and as you can see, the bag is open on both ends. You're going to place the bag into your Food Saver, and you're going to seal one side. Clamp it down, and I'm going to press seal. What it's doing, it's melting the plastic. It's creating my seal on one side. Then I'm going to come and I'm going to randomly pick one. We'll go with the black-eyed peas to start with. And for this is a 1 pound bag, which is going to be, remember we wrote it, 1 pound equals 2 cups. So I'm going to use this, I'm going to put 1 cup. And I know that on a 1 pound bag, I'm simply splitting it in half. It's going to be 1 serving size. Now you can see what the vacuum sealer has done. It sealed the plastic on one side. Alright, so now I'm going to come in here. I'll place my content. Shake it down. I'll load my bag in. And for anyone who hasn't used one of the vacuum sealers, what it's going to do is once it takes all the air out of the bag, it's then going to go back through and it's going to seal that side. Now the lights are off. I give it just a couple seconds. Open it up. And as you can see, there's my vacuum sealed package now. 1 serving size, 4 people, and now goes in the bucket. So we'll be back in a little bit. We're going to finish vacuum sealing some stuff, and we'll come back and we'll show you how our bucket turns out. See you in a little bit. Hey, welcome back, YouTube. Alright, so we've got all our vacuum sealing done. We've got everything laid out. We've done the math. We'll talk about the math first and what's going in the buckets, and then we're going to look at the packs themselves, and I'll show you the quality between the 2 different types of bags that we use. So normally in a Mountain House bucket or a Wise Food bucket or any of the vacuum sealed dehydrated food, you have anywhere from 24 to 26 servings. So based on what we had earlier and we showed you, we've actually come out to 60 individual servings of all the food that we had. And in comparison and price wise, we're about $58. For the food, the buckets, the lid, the vacuum bags that we used. So $58, 60 individual servings versus $60 to $80, 24 to 26 individual servings. So it takes a little bit of time to do, some trial and error working this out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to walk through and we'll show you the quantity, and then we're going to pack it out and then show you the density of the bucket itself. Okay, so here's what we've done. Back here, we've got our flour. We've got our oatmeal, our oats. We've come here. Here's our grits. Here's our cornmeal. Here's our instant mashed potatoes. Our rice packs. And what I want to do is I want to show you, we started out using the Food Saver bags. This is the original. This is the Food Saver brand bags. Midway through, we changed over to our Ziploc Makes a Bag 2. And the difference in these 2 bags is the Ziploc bag, it has a thicker density of material itself. So the Ziploc bags will work with the Food Saver, and the Ziploc bags are actually a little bit, a few dollars less than the actual Food Saver bags themselves. And then we come down and we've got our different beans. all the way down to the end. Okay, so we've got our buckets put together now. We've got our vacuum sealed food in here. Everything that you saw that we have takes 2 buckets to secure. So add another $12 to actually store all the food that we made up. So, and this is everything that we had, everything that I called out. This is 60 single servings. 2 5-gallon buckets. Everything is pressed in, compacted. When you're putting this stuff in these buckets, or whatever container you're going to use, you have to situate it, kind of play with it a little bit. It took a couple times to get this in here the way we wanted it. We'll make sure everything's pressed down good, and then come in with my lids. And that's why I really like these bucket lids. One. There you go. 2 5-gallon buckets, 2 Gamma lids, 60 single servings of food. That's a lot of supply right there for one person. And like I said, in my group, there's 4 of us. So this is a lot of meals for a relatively inexpensive cost. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. So hope this was helpful. We're going to continue. We're going to do a few other things on food preparation and food storage. But we've been getting a lot of traffic on the site about this, about the different types of food and how to store them and what's best. And you really got to remember that it's whatever's best for your scenario, for your group. Make sure that you make sure you got your proteins, your starches, your calories, your carbohydrates, all that in there. So you need to look in what your intake is going to be, your menu items, and prep for that. So we'll be talking more about that later on. We're also going to be doing a snack bucket with protein and calories as well for your lunch, since this is more or less a breakfast and a dinner. So as always, don't forget to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Shane with Lone Wolf Survival. Have a good day.